Welcome to TarantulasDreamTV. You are watching a previously recorded broadcast. Tune in every Monday and Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Instagram at TarantulasDreamTV for new episodes. And remember, it is a weird, weird world.
Be a quick video. I want to talk to you about The Simpsons today. Well, over the years, their ratings have continued to decline, and it makes you wonder how The Simpsons is still on the air, and not only that, but how it's predicted so many important things in American history so far since its inception. That Matt Groening, one of the other creators of the show, could be a high-degree Freemason. And you could see this picture here. He's also throwing up a 666 hand sign. Matt Groening, the show, again, has predicted things like Donald Trump. It's predicted things like 9/11. The list just goes on and on if you research it and watch some other videos about how many things the show's predicted over time. But it's starting to get ridiculous. And honestly, at this point, I'll probably never watch it again after I just watched their Treehouse of Horror episode 30.
It is intended for the entertainment and instruction of broad-minded adults only, and should not be played to or sold to minors under any circumstances whatsoever. Thank you.
Broadcasting from the floating pie pan in the sky at Groom Lake Analog Recordings. Welcome to Tarantulas Dream TV. Now here's your host, Samba.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another broadcast of Tarantulas Dream TV. I am your host,
Samba.
And we're back at it again tonight. We are getting our toes wet into the lake of the Simpsons and their connections with the Illuminati and Freemasons and all sorts of those nefarious things you hear on the internet. So thank you everyone for tuning in again tonight. Phone number for the show is 520-704-7820 if you'd like to call in at 9:30. Opening up the phone lines for everybody. It's open lines 9:30, so please give me a call at around 9:30. And again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We made it. It's Wednesday. Half the week, I guess, is done. I suppose. I don't know. At this point, it kind of feels like the day is just bleeding into each other. So really, what is the beginning of the week, the end of the week? They all kind of feel the same over here at Groom Lake Analog Recordings in beautiful Tucson, Arizona. But still, I want to congratulate everyone for making it to Wednesday. So please, get ready for a fun night talking about The Simpsons, talking about the Illuminati, Freemasons, different conspiracies, and stuff like that. So stick around. Anyway, so I do have a couple headlines for you. In regards to some pretty weird situations coming up. This first headline's from CBSNews.com. Mystery seeds from China are landing in Americans' mailboxes. The USDA and agricultural officials across the U.S. have issued warnings about unsolicited shipments of foreign seeds and advised people not to plant them. Officials are concerned the mystery seeds, which appear to have originated in China, could be invasive plant species. CBS News has confirmed that residents in all 50 states have now reported receiving suspicious packages of seeds. The USDA is aware that people across the country have received suspicious unsolicited packages of seed that appeared to be coming from China. The USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Services said in a statement Tuesday. It said it is working closely with federal and state partners including Customs and Border Protection, to investigate. Please don't plant seeds from unknown origins, the agency tweeted. So yeah, if anyone on the air tonight, if you received a weird shipment, a package of seeds, let me know. Let me know if you got some seeds. If you received a weird mystery package of seeds. I have not received any seed packages. I don't know, but anybody who've received any seed packages, my in-studio producer Totataban, as far as I know, has not got these delicious mystery seeds. So who knows what's going on with that? Yeah. Don't plant the seeds. The next headline is coming from Reuters.com. Federal agents pull out of Seattle, mayor says. U.S. agents deployed to Seattle to protect federal property have left the city after local officials complained their presence was escalating tensions, Seattle's mayor said on Tuesday. U.S. tactical forces arrived in Washington state's largest city last week and were on standby to protect federal facilities after attacks on a federal courthouse in Portland, Oregon. Mayor Jenny Durkin rejected the deployment, saying it did not have the consent of local officials and could incite the property damage it was supposed to prevent. She tweeted on Tuesday that the Department of Homeland Security told her that U.S. Border Patrol Tactical Unit agents had left Seattle. DHS did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So, I'm not sure how everyone felt about these federal agents being in Seattle or I guess in Portland, but I was not a fan, so I'm happy to hear that it looks like they're pulling out. So for me, that's good news. Anyways, that's headlines for tonight. So one thing I do want to point out here, and it looks like, I'm not sure if maybe everyone's just being quiet tonight or if there's something going on my end, but I'm currently not seeing any comments coming from anybody or people leaving comments. Let me check with my in-studio producer. Producer, are there comments coming in over here? So there's comments coming in and I'm not seeing them. So I don't know what's going on with that. Let me check and see what's going on my end, if I got anything I need to change over here to see if I can get your comments to show up, because I do want to, I want to interact with everybody. If everyone is commenting, I might need to get on a mobile device of some sort to get these comments, but let me see what I can do. In-studio producer, is there a lot of comments pouring in over here? There's a couple comments, so you're all talking, but I'm not seeing it. I don't know what's going on over here. That's kind of a bummer. Maybe I can... oh, wait. Lizzie Mouse, F12? Is that should I hit the F12 key over here? I mean, that's just going to raise my volume. I don't know. I did get your comment, Lizzie Mouse. Is there more comments than that from Lizzie Mouse, in-studio producer Tutatuman?
Equivalent said, whoa, the seed train intrigues me.
All right, so there's some more comments pouring. Maybe they're just taking a while to pour in. I don't know what's going on. F12. Oh, F12. Okay. No, I get it. Sorry. Without the context of more comments coming in, F cops. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, there we go. It's all making sense now. Let's see. Maybe the comments, maybe they're just taking a while to pour in. But anyway, back to the show. Let's get back to the show. So tonight I have a special treat. I have a special guest that I'd like to bring on the phone. Now, this person, this special guest, I've never interviewed him on the phone before. I've known them for a while. If this show was broadcast during the daytime, I might be asking them for some traffic tips as they're currently flying around in a helicopter. But I do want to bring on my show, my guest, Pizza Pie in the Sky. Pizza Pie, are you there?
Hello, Samba. Hello, Tarantula's Dream TV. This is Pizza Pie from the sky reporting to you. Still, I'm in a helicopter.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm looking at the weather.
Yeah, in fact, it sounds like your voice is about to lower itself as it's flying higher in the helicopter. I didn't have the voice disguise on when I put you on, so people heard your real voice for a second there, Pizza Pie.
Yeah, see, that's actually just the, like you said, the altitude is what does it. The higher you go, the lower your voice gets. It's like, every time you're on an airplane, you notice your voice is 7 pitches deeper, That's how it goes. That's essentially every time I'm on an airplane, I wish I could have like an old little mobile recording studio or something, because I love how deep my voice gets on an airplane. Yeah, it's great. You can see a lot from up here. There's a crazy lady on the loose. causing a traffic jam, and all kinds of other references.
Sure. All right. So, all right. Well, I want to thank you for joining Tarantula's Dream TV tonight, Pizza Pie. Now, before we get into the meat of Simpsons and the and conspiracies and all that good stuff, it looks like the comments are pouring in now. So I'm not sure. I don't know if you were able to hear, but earlier it looks like all my comments were not coming through on my end over here. So I wasn't sure what people were saying, and the comments are such an integral part of the show that I was a little taken aback by that. But it does look like the comments are coming in now, Pizza Pie. So I want to read a couple to you and see what's going on. Earlier, Lizzie Mouse said F12 F cops lol. So I don't know how you feel about cops, but I'm gonna say yeah. I'll go with that.
I'm gonna go ahead and smash that like. Yep.
Smash that like. All right. Quiver Lip hit Alt F4 twice. I'm on a Mac. I don't know. Alt F4. I don't know if that would have fixed my comment problems, Quiver Lip, but I'll try it next time. Eggs and Eyes got a cowboy. Got a little cowboy over here. Quiver Lip got a little clown emoji. Eggs and Eyes. It's true. It's metabolic pressure. Yep. Definitely real. So we do have other people on the air who are agreeing with the altitude and your voice lowering theory that you have, Pizza Pie.
Oh, good.
Okay, so so my first question to you, Pizza Pie, is I'm curious to what is your level of fandom with The Simpsons? Like, what is your connection with The Simpsons? Are you a big fan, a casual fan? Are you familiar with the story of The Simpsons? What's your deal?
Well, I'm going to have to go ahead and be real humble and say I'm, probably the biggest Simpsons fan I know.
Wow.
Except for maybe Samba and, there might be some others. But like you said in the other episode, when I say that only obviously goes up until like season, I don't know, 9-ish or so.
Okay, yeah.
So, as a real Simpsons fan, you gotta take that into account that I haven't seen the last, 20 years of material, but that's okay. That's fine by me.
Yeah, no, to be honest, yeah, I had on the last show on Monday, I had revealed that I am in the camp that the Simpsons was only really good from the middle of season 2 to the end of season 9, and that's pretty much the end of what I feel is the golden years of The Simpsons, and it sounds like you're not too far behind with that opinion. So, well, good to hear that you're a big fan of The Simpsons. Now, how familiar are you with, I guess, the conspiracy theories revolving around The Simpsons?
Well, to prepare for this, I was doing some extra research. I mean, I remember a few things here and there, but, at first I wasn't super interested because a lot of the main conspiracies were from later seasons, like the whole Trump getting elected, Lady Gaga on the Super Bowl, those are all from more recent seasons, so I didn't really care to look into it as much. But then I started delving a little more and kind of read all of the different ones, and I feel like some have a little bit more weight than others, and some are just I don't know. I think my main takeaway point is that I feel like more than the show being predictive, these things just kind of show how great of a satire it is, that they really have such a good understanding of American life and family and love and all of those things, that they're able to so I feel like if anything, this is just a testament to the writers and how well they understand what's going on in the world, and I think that's what makes the show as great as it is.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I would agree with you in every way. I'd say that at least for those classic seasons, the writing really hit that peak of just perfect satire and just commenting on sort of the American family at large. And so, it really is just a testament to, and also the fact that the show has lasted over 30 seasons. I mean, people can't get enough of The Simpsons, even though I'd say at this point I've definitely had enough of The Simpsons in some capacity. I'm not really a big fan of anything past season 9. So,
Right. Right.
It is what it is. But you know,
Absolutely.
tonight we are discussing conspiracy theories, or at least sort of some of the more nefarious, underhanded, conspiratorial thoughts behind The Simpsons. Now, did you listen at all to Monday's program?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I was watching from my helicopter. I was looking down on the stream from there.
Okay. Well, there you go.
The Tarantulas Dream TV headquarters.
All right. So you're familiar with a lot of stuff I talked about on Monday, but for people who maybe need a little refresher, essentially The Simpsons, like many pop culture icons, are nothing but a tool for the Illuminati and Freemasonry. And on Monday, I played a few videos here and there that kind of lifted the veil in regards to the Illuminati imagery that has been prevalent throughout the show. I had a couple good clips in regards to conspiracies regarding The Simpsons and 9/11, and I do have an update on that. So I was on Monday. I played a clip, and I'm actually going to play it real quick again, just in case people need a little refresher on that. But this is coming from the Marge versus the Monorail episode, and it's a clip from a little bit towards the end of the episode where a bunch of affluent Springfieldians are hanging out on the monorail, just kind of hanging out as it's soaring through the town, and you do see a couple kind of odd paintings in the background, so I'm going to play that video for y'all real quick. And there you go. So in that clip, it was on the monorail that you see a few different paintings. One of those is the Hindenburg disaster coming down from the sky in flames and smoke. And then the second painting is what appears to be one of the Twin Towers. It looks like one of the buildings of the World Trade Center. Now, this episode aired back in 1993, and it aired a month before the 1993 World Trade Center bombing occurred. So, people are pointing to this as sort of some predictive programming. Maybe The Simpsons letting on that the creators knew that there was going to be an impending disaster with the World Trade Center. Now, I wasn't really sure what this building was supposed to represent, so I did a little research, and what I came up with was a Reddit thread where other people were kind of asking the same question, and their answer was they thought it was a reference to the movie Towering Inferno. And I actually have a little picture right here. Let me pop it up. I'm going to push this out of the way. And that's supposed to be what that painting potentially was referring to, was the 1970s movie Towering Inferno, which I guess I haven't seen it. Pizza Pie, have you seen this movie Towering Inferno?
Can't say I have, no.
Okay, it does appear to be just like maybe a disaster movie or something, with like a really tall building that catches on fire. I don't know. I didn't particularly do my research on the movie Towering Inferno. I have heard of this film before, but apparently that was probably what they were referring to. But your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. You were able to see that clip on Monday. Did you think it looked particularly like the Twin Towers on fire?
I know we've had this discussion on well, not me, but I've seen in the comments, it looks the same as like if you were to fold a $20 bill, like I would say it's the same amount of resemblance as that, whereas like, yeah, it looks like it, but if you kind of look at anything and squint, you could probably see something,
Yeah, sure. Oh, of course, yeah. The universal, tool to really see through the veil of all conspiracies is just squint. You just squint a little bit, and you'll be able to see the truth. Now, over here on the comments, Las Muletas, she said, Conan wrote Marge versus the Monorail. Now, the Conan she's referring to is Conan O'Brien. Do you think he has any Illuminati or Freemason connections? Pizza Pie, let me get your take on that. Do you think Conan O'Brien, who's gone on to become quite famous himself, he used to write for The Simpsons, do you think he had any Illuminati or Freemasonry connections at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like you don't get that that shade of beautiful red hair just as a natural born gift. You know what I mean? Like, there's something going on there that's too beautiful for natural
too beautiful
human looks, so
well, Las Muletas, I hope that answered your question in regards to our guests and what they feel is potentially Conan's Illuminati connections. Is you don't get that red hair from natural, you get it from the Illuminati. Personally, I would say if I had to guess, if I'm going to go by what I've read and what I've experienced in regards to research to this show, not necessarily this episode with The Simpsons, but in past episodes with Illuminati connections and in the entertainment industry, I wouldn't put it past Conan O'Brien to have some sort of Illuminati connections. Working in the entertainment industry, a lot of people, conspiracy theorists will say that to climb the ladder in Hollywood or the entertainment industry, you have to make these deals. So the idea of Conan O'Brien potentially having Illuminati or Freemason connections, your guess is as good as mine, but if I had to put money on it and, not being a conspiracy theorist, I'd say no. But if I was, I would almost have to say yes. I mean, he's part of the entertainment industry. Look how famous he's gotten. I mean, you can't do that naturally. It has to be through the Illuminati. So there you go.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'd also say in regards to that, if we're thinking about this episode and you think of Lyle Landley, there's kind of this theme of making a deal with the devil, and Conan is very much voicing this character who just kind of appears in this town out of nowhere, promising, these greedy things. I would say that's kind of some sort of satanic Illuminati kind of thing going on. And also in that episode, again, call it a conspiracy or just call it, Lisa being really smart. But I live in an undisclosed area that a couple years ago put in a light rail system, and there's a quote from Lisa where she talks to Lyle Landley and says, "I'd like you to explain why we should build a mass transit system in a small town with a centralized population." And I was like, wow, if that didn't predict my exact thoughts on this whole thing, I mean, I don't know what else could. So, hey, again, call it conspiracy, call it, just a good satire. Do what you will, but it's out there.
It's out there, yeah. Those are definitely, it is out there, and I mean, that's why we're talking about it. Now, on Monday, I had a caller call in who had a conspiracy theory in regards to The Simpsons, kind of just in general, and if I'm going to try to paraphrase it, because it was honestly a very interesting conspiracy theory. I wasn't sure if you heard it, but it was The Simpsons are, it's mostly based on their physical appearance, but The Simpsons are yellow because they're scared. The knowledge of the future, the knowledge of maybe potentially impending doom, impending catastrophes. It's a symbol of their fear. Their overbites are a symbol of their of biting off more than they can chew in regards to their Illuminati Freemasonry connections. And I think there was one other part to this conspiracy theory, but it's just skipping my mind right now. And I kind of wanted to get your take on what you thought of that particular take on The Simpsons.
I think that was probably the most convincing thing, after doing all the reading I've done online, but that was a particularly interesting take, and I think that, there's definitely something to be said about, the appearances, because, I mean, if we want to relate it back to the theories that are out there, we have Blinky the three-eyed fish, and then, so many years later, by a nuclear power plant, they saw a three-eyed fish, so it's not, we can't just throw out the ideas of, what the actual drawing themselves being meaningless, because that's kind of what some of these conspiracies are all about. So I fully back that mystery caller. I commend them for their third eye just being wide open to the Simpsons world, you know?
Oh yeah, they pried that bad boy right open for the Simpsons. So I'm glad that they took the time to call us. So the time is 9:26 now. Pizza Pie, I'm gonna have to put you on hold for a few minutes. I'm gonna get to my song of the night, but if you're willing to talk for another 20-30 minutes, I'm welcome to have you. So if you want to just wait for just a second, I'll get back to you. All right?
Sure thing. Sounds good.
All right. All right, so that's Pizza Pie in the Sky, our resident sort of traffic reporter? Is that what they call it? I don't even know if radio shows nowadays even have traffic reports anymore, at least not from someone in a helicopter. I feel like most of it is just gathered from maybe like people calling in tips and whatnot. But, Pizza Pie is a throwback to when we used to get our traffic tips from the air. Anyway, the time is 9:26, and I'm going to play my song of the night. Now, the song of the night is by Tucson band Cowboys. The song's called Sinner's Circle from their self-titled 2013 album. At 9:30, I'm opening up the phone lines for everyone else. If you have any questions for myself or my guest Pizza Pie, please call 520-704-7820 after the break, and I will get back to you ASAP. So please enjoy some Cowboy.
The day my halo burns out, falls around my neck, a noose leaves no stains. Stains are what keep your getting to heaven. The getting is good, is the blessed. Begin what is praised. How many lovers have you had, my love? My love is but one. It's on my wounds. Tend to learn till there's no more body to raise. The sinners are circling round the vultures on meal. Let them have at the remains. Only through death are saints. Come down, the hangman will be a hanging. Dawn comes to the man who sees. Let the clown sway to the swing. How many lovers have you had, my love? My love is but one. Piss on my wound, don't tend to drown till there's no more body to raise.
There you go. That was ex-cowboy with the song Sinner's Circle from their 2013 self-titled album. Now, if you wanted to check out some more ex-cowboy, the band is on Bandcamp. It's x-cowboy.bandcamp.com. If you want to throw some cowboy bones, some cowgirl bones, cow people bones towards ex-cowboy, they're a great band. Michael Huerta, the main songwriter of the band, still kind of plays around every now and then under the name Ex-Cowboys. So, at some point when we're able to have live concerts again, maybe definitely give them a look up and experience the Ex-Cowboy. The time's 9:31. It is open line, so if you have anything you'd like to say, if you have any questions for myself or my guest Pizza Pie, phone number for the show is 520-704-7820. I'm going to get them back on the phone right now. Pizza Pie, are you there?
Oh, I'm here.
There we go. We got Pizza Pie in the sky giving us all our traffic news. How's it looking out there, Pizza Pie?
It's looking, pretty dark. It's honestly kind of hard to tell what's going on with traffic when, you can't see anything. But I'm still out here,
Yeah, well...
Can't see through metal, but I'm here.
You're here. All right. Well, we appreciate all you do for us, flying above us and just letting us know where the accidents are, where the... where the good food trucks are out there. I mean, I don't know if you heard. I wasn't sure. Do you know if other actual radio stations still do a traffic copter kind of segment? Are we still doing that, or is it mostly now just like people call in and give tips on accidents and whatnot?
Yeah, there's actually like a website that gives you like live traffic updates. So usually the DJ at, certain times, it's logs, what times you have to read the traffic report. So unfortunately, not enough helicopters, but I'm out here trying to keep that art alive. Okay,
I'm glad you referred to it as an art form, because it truly is. Flying up there in the sky, so fancy free, giving us the traffic. So before we get back to the Simpsons and conspiracies and Illuminati and all that good stuff, I'm going to check the comments and get your hot takes on this Pizza Pie. Jazzy Boho, all late night hosts are in on it, and I'm referring. Hello, Jazzy Boho, by the way. I'm assuming they're referring to just the Conan potentially being part of the Illuminati or Freemasons, and essentially every late night host is a Freemason or in the Illuminati. Do you agree with that, Pizza Pie?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like you said, you can't just get famous without some kind of help, so,
yeah. All right, well, there you go. All my artist friends on the stream right now just know that we're all climbing uphill, trying to ice skate uphill until we make that deal with the Illuminati, I guess. Eggs and Eyes, Freemasons love jazz, and that's why Lisa plays the sax. Now, Eggs and Eyes, is this your a theory that you have, or do you know something I don't about Freemasons loving jazz? I know a lot of Freemasons are just kind of older white dudes. I don't know. Do a lot of older white dudes love jazz? I don't know. Do you have any opinion on that, Pizza Pie?
It's interesting. I recently did a lot of research on like cult music, music used in cults.
Sure.
And for a lot of it, it's kind of mostly like, like kind of folky music, things where you can all sing together, except we do have an exception with something like the Source family, where it is a lot of free jazz, which you think would be, kind of, what's the word, would be not great for creating a cult-like thing, because jazz, there's a lot of improv and free thinking, but it's so there's definitely exceptions, and I bet there are some Freemasons out there that love the jazz, probably dig into some Source family freak out stuff. So
okay, well
it can go either way.
Well, there you go, Eggs and Eyes. And it looks like Eggs and Eyes said just my theory. All right, well there you go, Eggs and Eyes. It does sound like the guest on the phone is right along there with you, that Freemasons probably love jazz, and that's why Lisa plays the sax. Quiverlip, it was the eyes and knowing too much. Right now, I'm assuming Quiverlip, you're talking about our caller on Monday, Adam's theory about the Simpsons being yellow because of the fear fear of knowing too much, and their overbites because they bit off more than they can chew, and I guess it was the eyes from knowing too much. Deep Greasy. Oh, hello, Deep Greasy. Nice to see you. First off, killing it. Secondly, play some Ghostal. Ha. And third, Ex-Cowboy is the S. And play some William Mammoth stuff. Well, thank you, Deep Greasy, for tuning in. I'm glad that you are enjoying the music. And yes, I try to play mostly local songs, local bands, so I'll throw those names on the list. Quiverlip, you remember that time Ex-Cowboy covered Halloween by the Misfits? So good. I actually do remember when Michael Huerta and the old Ex-Cowboy covered Halloween by the Misfits. I wonder if there's a video of that somewhere online. There's a lot of kind of local Tucson band videos on YouTube that I kind of come across every now and then, and I'm always pleased to see it. So I'm going to check that out and maybe even get in contact with the Ex-Cowboy and see what's going on with that. So let me go over here. It looks like we have a caller on the phone. Caller, you are on the air with Tarantulas Dream TV.
Hi, I don't know if I have the right number or not. I'm looking for a Mr. Minotti, first name Lou.
Lou Minotti. Let me ask around the studio. Anyone know if there's a Lou Minotti over here? Anybody? Lou Minotti. Anybody? It looks like we do not have an Illuminati on the air, so unfortunately we we don't have an Illuminati on the phone. Now, Pizza Pie, it looks like you were put on hold while my next I had a caller call in. They were asking for a Mr. Illuminati, and then they left. It looks like I might have gotten punked over here. I'm not sure. When you don't have a call screener, people are just going to be calling in, kind of trying to be a funny person, have some funny games on the phone. So, thanks, caller.
I would recommend tell your producer to check out the hit show called Frasier.
Okay.
There's a wonderful producer that screens the calls. I think your producer would enjoy the show.
Okay. Well, I'll let my in-studio producer Totataban know that they should check out the show Frasier. I'm not familiar with this show, or who's on it, or who's really anything about this TV show. But if you're giving it the go ahead, I'll let them know to check out the hit show Frasier. So, anyways, back to the meat of the night, if you will. So, last we left off, we were talking about the Simpsons, the Illuminati, and Freemasonry. So, what I wanted to do is, actually, we got another caller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to patch them in, and let's see if we can see what they got to say. Caller, you on the air with Tarantulas Dream TV. Oh, looks like I just maybe missed the call. Hello, caller, are you here?
Hello?
Hello, who is this?
This is Agent J. I'm trying to call about the Simpsons.
Oh, Agent J, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. It's been a while since we've had you on the air. I wasn't sure if maybe you got stuck in a time warp somewhere.
I'm actually not quite sure myself. I kind of lost track of time, but I did find out that you're doing an episode on the Simpsons, and I wanted to ask if you had already talked about the possibility that the Trump campaign had deliberately tried to recreate that moment from The Simpsons in order to mess with people.
Oh wow! Are you referring to the Trump going down the escalator moment? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Okay. I talked on Monday. I had talked about kind of the prevalence of the Simpsons predicting the Trump presidency meme, where they juxtapose the two scenes of Trump going down the escalator, and then also the Simpsons version of that. As far as I could tell, it seemed more of just a matter of memes kind of dictating the truth, where the actual episode, I believe, happened in 2015, while the memes were saying it happened in 2000, but I'm not sure. Do you have any more information on that?
No, I don't. I thought maybe I wouldn't put it past this terrible regime that plays off of people's appreciation of memes, I suppose, to try to deliberately do something like that. I mean, the camera position is impeccable.
Oh yeah, it's like a 1-for-1 remake, if you will, between the two scenes. Now, Pizza Pie, my guest on the phone, do you have any opinions on The Simpsons and them predicting the rise of Trump?
I think that's a great point that Agent J makes. And by the way, Agent J, big fan. Always happy when you call in. I was reading some interviews today, and some of the producers said, well, we were just, it wasn't too hard to predict because, he's always been talking about how he wants to run for president and so on. But, I wouldn't put it past anyone, to just kind of stoke the flames a bit, and purposely kind of recreate those scenes, like Agent J was saying, get a rise out of people. Because if it was intentional, it definitely worked,
Oh yeah, oh yes, I would say it's very, very, very intentional.
It kind of almost seems like that might have been them playing to try to convince people that there's some deep state conspiracy happening. But I don't know. I don't think the Simpsons predicted it as much as the Trump campaign maybe played off of it.
Oh yeah, I would say that if I had to guess, the Trump campaign or the Trump administration, I guess at this point, I wouldn't put it past them to use every tool at their disposal to sow the seeds of misinformation or using pop culture to bolster their numbers. So it wouldn't surprise me. So thank you very much for that great question, Agent J.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you another place at another time.
All right. Stay safe out there.
Bye, Agent J.
And there you go. That was our favorite neighborhood time traveler, Agent J. Glad to have them back on the air. I haven't had them call in a number of weeks, so I'm glad that they're still traveling around. They're not stuck. Do you remember Pizza Pie in the Simpsons episode with all the baseball players? Who's the baseball player? Was it Strawberry that got sucked into the time warp, or either Strawberry was the one with the giganticism? It was Strawberry.
I think it is Strawberry, yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I got to brush up on my history there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but I have to bring up something wild that happened today. We for the people on the show. So Samba and I had a little phone chat earlier, and afterwards, I was like, okay, I should look into some more conspiracies, and then. One of the ones is like how the Siegfried and Roy thing, how they predicted that the tiger was going to attack them,
Mm-hmm.
And then I sit down, put on a good old episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway, now that it's on HBO Max. And the very first skit, Ryan Stiles pretends that he's both Siegfried and Roy and gets eaten by the tiger. So I'm wondering if Drew Carey, Ryan Stiles, Coleman Hall, Wayne Brady, what kind of ties they might have had with the Simpsons and the Illuminati. I don't think, I think the Simpsons get all the slack, but I think there's other shows predicting it, and perhaps they might have a whole network of, hit comedy series and predictions of the future,
Oh yeah, I don't even have to, I don't even have to look around. I'd say that probably very true, at least in the eyes of a conspiracy theorist. I like to point out that, throughout researching the show and throughout researching pop culture and researching kind of the prevalence of these theories, especially now, especially this year, it feels like conspiracy theorists and people already kind of predisposed to maybe being susceptible to conspiracy theory. They're very vocal about the fact that essentially every pop culture, icon, any kind of popular media, entertainment, music, celebrities, politicians, if you're in the upper echelon of entertainers or whatnot, then there's almost a 0% chance that's by chance, that's by accident. You're part of the Illuminati, you're part of the Freemasonry, you're part of some satanic agenda, and so you seeing that and seeing whose line is it anyway, and having that kind of synchronicity with what we were talking about does not surprise me at all. And even though I would say it's probably just a good coincidence, it wouldn't surprise me if other people are more predisposed to thinking that even something as innocent as whose line is it anyway is another tool of the corrupt Illuminati to indoctrinate people.
Absolutely. And I think it really goes to show, once you look something up, the more it kind of just follows you around, the more, if you think about it once, and kind of goes back to those algorithm ideas too. It's like, it's hard to tell. Is that a coincidence, or was my HBO Max app listening and then put on an episode about Siegfried and Roy? Who knows? Really, it all gets kind of spooky, a little spooky, if you ask me.
Oh yes, it's always getting a little spooky. I think we've all had those moments of talking to friends about potentially buying something new, whether it's furniture or music or seeing a movie or something, and the next thing you know, you're scrolling through Facebook or something, and you've got an ad for that particular item, and I think we've all had more and more of those moments have seemed to be popping up. So it gets a little spooky. Now we got about 15 minutes before the end of the show. So what I want to do is I have another vid by a YouTube conspiracy theorist. Now this YouTube conspiracy theorist goes by the name Russianvids. His real name is Ben P. Lyashenko. Now he's a fairly well-known online conspiracy theorist, mostly known around the flat Earth conspiracy community. He's had at least 4 different YouTube channels, all of which have been deleted by YouTube at some point, and he's actually currently on channel number 5, and he wrote that this is around my 5th attempt to create a new channel, as all previous attempts have been a failure. I will not stop speaking and relaying the truth to the people, whatever dirty tricks they use against me. I can only upload videos without strikes against me. So he's, like I said, he's fairly well known around kind of the YouTube conspiracy community. His YouTube channel hosts a lot of different videos on different topics. Some of them being Buzz Aldrin admits NASA moon landing was a hoax, Princess Stephanie of Monaco is a man, and planets do not exist. So already you're kind of getting a sort of a feel for what kind of beliefs he has, or what he likes to investigate and upload on his channel. So I want to get to one of his videos, and I kind of chopped it up a little bit because the video is actually 20 minutes long, and it's a 20-minute long video on the Simpsons and Matt Groening being part of the Illuminati, and I watched the whole thing. I sat through the whole 20 minutes of it, so I'm going to play some of that now, and then I want to get some of your take on that pizza pie if you're ready for that.
Sounds good.
All right, so here we go. This is Russianvids and his video on why the Simpsons and Matt Groening are part of the Illuminati.
Let's talk about how there's truth in movies, comedy, TV shows, and even when it comes to cartoons such as The Simpsons, and lies in the news. This is all about Freemasonry, this world of duality. Let's take a listen to this scene here from The Simpsons.
They're all covered with filthy germs, aren't they, Smithers?
Why, what do you mean, sir?
Freemasons run the country!
Not only this country, but the entire world. People need to understand, it's not a question if someone's a Mason, in Hollywood, the music industry, all these people on the very top of this world, they're all Masons. Now, all the connections when it comes to Matt Groening, and you see here, they're all doing the Eye of Illumination, because they're all part of this exclusive club, better known in the mainstream as the Illuminati, which is more connections made here with the Simpsons. You have the Simpson family, parking right in front of a 33-cent store. Just take a look at the name Simpson. Again, these people, they work on the number systems, not only numbers, colors, dates, signs, and symbols. This is what Masonry is all about. This is their own language of communication. It's not for the masses to understand or comprehend. For those that watch this video and say, conspiracy theorists, this and that, you people don't understand. You have been completely manipulated and mind controlled by those that own and control TV. Take a look at this episode. You see these two dancing, and right behind them, you see this tower on fire, of course, representing 9/11. This was dated back in 1997, around that time frame. Now, more connections made here. These so-called elite Freemasons behind the scenes, Again, doing things in opposites. This is a satanic way. When you see the clock here, you see the 9/11 upside down. Again, this is how they do it. When you see this episode of The Simpsons, again, back to 1997, and they have the Ebola virus. Just taking a look here, as I've shown before, all 4 supposed American victims, 33 years old. Now, what are the chances of this? You see these characters with only 4 fingers on their hands. They can easily have them, with 5 fingers on each hand. Why is this? It just so happens Matt Groening in Chaldean numerology is 44. So you understand the concept. Of everything they do, there's a reason. It's not pulled out of thin air.
Okay, so I wanted to get your take real quick, Pete. So at this point, Russianvids is saying that in Chaldean numerology, that Matt Groening's name translates to 44, and that's the reason why the Simpsons, the family, or I guess all members of the human race in the Simpsons have four digits on their hands. He's saying he's using a lot of the evidence I kind of pointed to on Monday with kind of the 9/11. Kind of alluding to 9/11 in the past, as well as the quote Freemasons run the country as proof that the Illuminati and the Simpsons are one and the same. Do you have any opinions so far on his video?
What I find interesting is that it seems like any scene that has a number in it, he's got some kind of story. I still didn't quite understand how them going to the 33-cent store. It gets a little. I appreciate his efforts. I'll say that. And at least he tries, because I feel like a lot of the obvious ones are about the Stonecutters episode, when it's like, well, of course, that one's kind of like supposed to be about the Illuminati, so it's not really a stretch to see Illuminati references. So at least I'm gonna give him the credit for really looking for something. Thinking about numbers, numerology. Because hey, if the color, them being yellow, or whatever it was that the other person was saying, their physical appearance can say something. Why can't the numbers on the show say something as well? So he tried. So I'll give him credit for that.
Okay. Well, let me start the video up again, and I'll play probably another couple minutes, and then we got to kind of round out the show here and check some comments, but some good takes on that.
Normally he wears the red and blue. This is all about, again, masonry. You get the Blue Lodge, and you also have here the Queen of England and the nurse wearing the red and blue, and you see the Masonic symbols. You see the pentagram as well. The only color in numerology, that is 33. All about the, again, annual meeting, International Brotherhood of Evil, and you have the lightning bolt and you have the skull. Of course, as I mentioned before, lightning is a representation of Satan, where it states in the Bible, Luke chapter 10, verses 18, where Jesus beheld Satan fallen from heaven as lightning. Just like the founder of the Satanic Church, Anton LaVey, with the lightning bolt within the upside-down satanic pentagram. And as I showed this image earlier, with the reference to the skull, it's all about skull and bones. And let's look at this episode of The Simpsons. Again, a reference to skull and bones of the Yale. Take a listen.
And is the proud-bearing and glossy fur coat of the airman. Hello, little fella. Smithers, I believe this dog was in skull and bones.
Again, if you...
All right, so that was I cut the video off short just because we're getting kind of towards the end of the show here, and I wanted to just get your take. So essentially, at the end of the video, he's alluding to how there's a future episode where they had a meeting of the International Brotherhood of Evil or something like that, and there was sort of a lightning bolt symbol, and that kind of alluded to the Church of Satan, and then as well as the fact that Mr. Burns had, when he was shaking Laddie's paw, that he commented that the handshake was reminiscent of being in Skull and Bones. I don't know. It was he definitely goes a lot deeper than that, but I'm kind of running out of time, so I'm not going to play any more of that video. But any kind of comments on the idea that I don't know, the Simpsons and the Illuminati are one and the same?
Hey, again, in this world, anything's possible, and, I was just reading an interesting comment on the Stonecutters episode that also, the idea of the Stonecutter is not just a normal name because, Peter, I don't know, it's got some biblical references to Peter being the rock that will build the church and so on and so forth. So, again, I kind of forgot what I was saying, but why the hell not? Sure. Yeah, they're all related.
Okay.
Everything's evil. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that hot take on Russianvids video. So now, if anyone's interested in watching this Russianvids video, just go to YouTube.com, type in Russianvids, and it's titled like Matt Groening is a member of the Illuminati. So it's 20 minutes long, and in fact, the last 10 minutes actually don't have anything to do with Matt Groening. He just starts talking about the Illuminati and Freemasonry in general. So it's really only about 10, 15 minutes where you really have to pay attention. But anyway, Pizza, we're here at the end of the show, so I want to thank you for coming on the air and doing the interview and kind of giving us your takes on some of the Simpsons stuff over here and just being a great artist in the sky, giving us those traffic tips.
Oh, hey, my pleasure. Thank you, Samba, and to your producer and for everyone watching. And, to everyone listening, keep your eye on the skis.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye. Anyways, that was Pizza Pie giving me a call and hashing it out with the Simpsons. So I do have a few minutes. I'm going to try to check out these comments before I have to get off the air, but it looks like there's just a mountain of comments over here. Las Muletas, I hear Sideshow Bob loves Frasier. I do too. I also hear that his brother loves Frasier as well. Eggs and Eyes, Frasier has ties to the Simpsons. Interesting. Yes, check out Frasier and the Simpsons, Eggs and Eyes. Blob Dordo, hello Blob Dordo, that guy from Cheers. There actually was an episode of Simpsons that had a little kind of a parody of Cheers on that as well. Lizzie Mouse, so does Cecil. Oh, there you go. Cecil, brother of Sideshow Bob. Lizzie Mouse, has anyone followed up on the isotopes? Ooh, good one. Actually, I'm going to look up that at the end of the show, and maybe I'll DM you or something if I find anything interesting about the isotopes. Eggs and Eyes, comedy is a vehicle or tool for lulling you into a false sense of comfort. Ooh, very dark and scary, that thought. Jesse Boho, it kind of sounds like this guy is jealous of the Freemasons. Yeah, he I don't know. But Russianvids, he's got a really weird cadence to when he's talking about his conspiracy theories. Las Mulentas kind of sounds like this guy has had a bunch of vodka. It wouldn't surprise me. Sunny Guts, hello, Sun Guts. I'm going to be 33. Am I at risk? Only if you're part of the Freemasons. Apparently, that's like the highest rung of the Scottish Rite of the Freemasons is 33, and that's what he was referring to about the whole 33 thing. And Blob Dordo, that's the IBEE Local 666. There you go. Love those unions. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in to TarantulasDreamTV. I will be back next week on Monday and Wednesday with some new conspiracies or something, maybe something a little lighter and fair or something darker. I'm not sure yet. If you have any suggestions for the show or just want to leave me a message, phone number is always open. It's 520-704-7820. Everyone, please remember to social distance if you can. Wear a mask if you go outside, and remember, it is a weird world. Take care.
Thank you.